So, it's WrestleMania season again. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Kicks and chairs and kicks, here comes The Rock. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not as excited for WrestleMania as I was last year. It's just, it feels like it's missing something. And I think it's the fact that there isn't a storyline that people were completely blown out for. Like last year, like the Shane McMahon storyline. Now, if you don't remember, last year, there's this award ceremony for Stephanie. But out comes Shane McMahon and he throws a cog into everything. He says all the things that the fans have been saying. You're burying the wrong people. You're pushing the wrong people. There needs to be a change. And then you have this one storyline that ignites hype that was completely dead after Fastlane for WrestleMania. I don't think we have this year. We don't have this kind of really blazing storyline and this complete utter change in the complete way the company does things. So this isn't going to be a prediction of any sorts. No, not at all. But this is going to be a small evaluation of what WrestleMania is going to be. So let's start with the tag team division. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Raw tag team division since they have a match, since the SmackDown tag team division is dead! Dead! It's completely dead! It's deader than Marty Jannetty after the friggin' Shawn Michaels breakup. It's deader than any semblance of truth you could get out of a Ryback podcast. It's deader than that one guy who was next to me in the elevator after that breakfast burrito, and trust me, he was dead. Right. So we have the Raw tag team titles defended in a triple threat ladder match, which is a very interesting setting because we've seen a lot of triple threat. We've seen a lot of multi-team tag team matches. And I think the fact that they just added the ladder is going to make the match much more interesting. But it's just not very, I don't know, it just feels like the match is missing something. The New Day have not done anything ever since they lost the tag team titles. I mean, you could insert them into this match and it would make much more sense than them hosting the show. I don't know, for me, it just feels like a wasted opportunity that New Day aren't even in this match because it would have made the match even more interesting and unpredictable. Are New Day going to win the titles back? Are Cesaro and Sheamus going to do it? Enzo and Cass? It's just that one added thing. That's this one added team. It's just, it kills it. And that's the overlaying. That's the problem for me. What I feel is that the divisions are too limited considering the size of the rosters. But it's just a little bit of a shame, which leads me to the Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That's going to include people like Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn, and of course Mojo Rawley, who's probably going to be the best performer of the SmackDown side of things. I think because of the way he's been pushed in Battle Royal matches for some reason, which I don't find a problem. I really enjoyed Mojo. Honestly, I'm probably the only person in the world who enjoys Mojo. And please don't stop watching just because I said I enjoyed Mojo. So it's going to be a very interesting match, the Battle Royal, but, I mean, when you think about it, you got Braun Strowman in there, and you got Sami Zayn. I can't see anybody else winning it. As for people that there might be some interesting surprise entries, like some legends. Hopefully not Tatanka. I mean, I don't mind Tatanka, but, I mean, should maybe give the guy a break? You know, just once? Could we just not have Tatanka? That would be fun, you know? I mean, I don't mind them, and it's not like I'm racist against Native American gimmicks, just no more Tatanka! Anyway, I think it's going to be a fun match, but I don't know, it just feels like a bit of a shame that Sami Zayn isn't in an actual feud that's going to blow off at WrestleMania, because the guy, for me, is the best storyteller on the roster. And the fact that he doesn't have a rivalry at WrestleMania just feels like a bit of a shame. The Cruiserweight title's okay. The Cruiserweight title is really cool. You know, I don't need to say much about the Cruiserweight title. The build-up's fantastic. The two guys that are in the match are fantastic. It's going to be a great match. And I think it's just a perfect match for what it's going to be. The two best Cruiserweights on the roster. And a returning Austin Aries, very well built up, given a lot of time to kind of stew up, or given enough time at least to kind of stew up. It's going to be a great match, and that match I don't have any tidbit about. And from that, let's jump onto the women's divisions. The tag team, the SmackDown Women's Championship is going to be defended against the entire SmackDown Women's roster because apparently the fucking entire SmackDown Women's roster is in the fucking title picture. Naomi is back, which is wonderful, fantastic. If you haven't watched Raw or SmackDown, excuse me, it's your fault. Naomi's back. Natalia's in the picture for some reason. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Becky Lynch. Everybody's in the title picture for some reason. I don't know. They're opening an Oprah thing for some reason. It's like, hey, you're in the title picture. You're in the title picture. Who are you? Oh, you're a man. You're in the title picture. I think Tyler Breeze would have been way better off trying that. Oh, wait, he did. Never mind. And then, of course, we have the Raw Tag Team Women's Championship. The Raw Women's Championship between the 4 women. Oh, hold on. Wait. No, this is also a match with the entire friggin' Raw Women's roster. The only person that's missing is Dana Brooke, because there's nobody else other than those 5 women on the Raw roster for some reason, which I don't understand why, considering you have some very good workers that aren't even on TV. You got Summer Rae, you got Alicia Fox. They're capable of actually doing something in the ring as well. I don't get why the tag team division, the women's division on Raw has been so limited, because it's gotten boring. We've seen basically every single different variation of these 4 women fighting, and it's getting boring. Now when it comes to AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon, honestly, I think that's a very fun feud, because Shane McMahon has always delivered inside a ring. And AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers of this generation. He is my favorite wrestler of all time. Have my babies. No. But beyond that fangirling, AJ Styles is a very capable wrestler, and he's going to put on a fantastic match with Shane McMahon. And Shane McMahon has always performed. I don't care what you think about him, because I know I've heard a lot of people criticize the fact that he's in at WrestleMania facing AJ Styles, saying that AJ Styles deserves a better opponent, but I think Shane would be a fantastic fit for AJ, and I'm interested in seeing what happens after the feud is over. If there's and what kind of build, how they're going to build on that. And honestly, the match is not it's not a no DQ match, but I don't know. I'm intrigued by this match, if anything. And of course, you have the United States Championship match with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Now these mid-card titles have been a little dead as of late, because I mean, the US title's always been dead. I mean, think about it. Who held it in the last period that actually realized that they were holding it? Which is a shame. Like, the very first time I felt like the United States Championship is actually worth something in the last period is when Kevin Owens asked to fight for it. Otherwise, I didn't even see it on Chris Jericho's waist. But that apart, that little rant aside, it's a very fun match. I think it's a very interesting build. There's a lot of heat into it, because it's something that's built up for a really long time, and betrayals are always really strong heat seekers. And Kevin Owens has done some amazing promo work, and he's just been this very different character, this much more of a bloodthirsty character, much less of a chicken shit. And he is a chicken shit. He's a heel after all, but it's a very interesting thing to see. I'm very interested in this match because it's 2 fantastic guys and it's built fantastically. I think it's going to have a very wonderful blow-off to all that. Triple H versus Seth Rollins. This match is going to be very fun. I feel like they've worked a little. They've really worked a little too much on the fact that Seth's leg is injured, but anyway, honestly, the video packages alone are a fantastic way of showing this rivalry and really showing it off. And I think this match is going to be very, very fun to watch, very interesting. Honestly, I gotta say, I'm still adamant on the idea that Seth's injury is a work. I've said that for a long time, and I'm still pretty sure of myself. But I mean, it just could be me trying to be too much of a smart. Oh hey, there's an Intercontinental Championship match going on. Wow, did you guys know that? Yeah, I know that, but I almost kind of forgot, considering they didn't even talk about it on SmackDown last week. And it just feels like the Intercontinental Championship is also dead ever since The Miz lost it. I mean, I don't get why. Miz was a great Intercontinental Champion. Well, I'm not going to whine about that, but the championship has disappeared. It's just, nobody is putting any weight on that championship. But, nonetheless, I think this match is going to be fun because old Barbie McKiss, a barbed wire don't take my nicknames. Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin, they're fantastic brawlers. They're very intense wrestlers. And it's going to be a very fun match to watch, but I don't know. I mean, the title feels like it's just on the side somewhere, considering, you tried to murder the guy with a forklift. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton, that's a very fun match. I think that's a very nice, interesting storyline that's been really built up nicely, but it feels like children playing tag for some reason. I have burnt Abigail's body. Ha! Randy, I've baptized myself with her. They've been telling you lies, man. Yes, it burns. She's living through me, man. Well, I'm gonna shove a stick into her heart. Ugh, fire coming out of the ground. Ugh, super effects. It just feels like a supernatural children's game. Like, the little kids that go like, hey, I shot you! No, I was wearing a shield! No, I shot you! No, I was wearing a shield! Fuck you! No, fuck your mom! Children are a little mature these days. And, of course, the wait, no, hold on. There's also Roman versus Fuck, I should have probably wrote a list of the matches. Roman versus Undertaker! It's a fun match. It's gonna be fun. Roman's the first guy that isn't really completely flustered by the Undertaker. Roman's the first guy that's gonna face the Undertaker, and he's not like, I'm fighting a dead man. Oh my God, no, I don't want to fight a dead man. I've never fought a dead man before in my life. All the guys I fought were always alive. The Undertaker has that kind of effect on people where he gets into their brains and you can see how flustered they are in the storylines. But Roman is just very unsure of himself. He's very positive of himself. He's the big dog. He's always been, he's even cocky almost. I mean, his promos are breathing a little more in the heelish direction, which of course you have to take considering you're fighting the Undertaker, and nobody's going to boo the Undertaker. Come on, who's going to boo the Undertaker other than Eamon? Come on, Eamon's the only guy that's ever going to boo the Undertaker. But that aside, the match is going to be a very fun match. It's going to be a very interesting match, and I think I'm really interested in seeing what happens. Honestly, I don't mind if Roman wins because it's going to just drive home the whole idea of, Roman, because Roman's already a heel. Like, even though he doesn't act like one necessarily 100% of the time, he is a heel. Because he's booed by like 80% of the people there. And finally, we get this lovely match. Hey, you guys remember that there's a Universal Championship on Raw? You do? Really? Ha! Nice job, you remember. Fantastic. Yeah, of course. Give the title to the 50-year-old part-timer. Let him fight the other part-timer that just buries people. But apparently he's getting buried by this other part-timer, so Brock Lesnar is now the normal wrestler, and Goldberg is now Brock Lesnar. Wonderful. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, you got the guy who's only interesting because he has Paul Heyman on the side. I mean, to be honest, the whole Conqueror thing, the Destroyer, that's Samoa Joe. The guy that completely obliterates people was fun, but it just got boring and stale after a while. And I don't know, it's just like, to me, the only interesting thing right now about Brock Lesnar is Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman comes up, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. And my client, Brock Lesnar. That sounded more like Braun Strowman than Paul Heyman. But that's just the only interesting part about Brock Lesnar for me. I don't know. It's not interesting. And then you got Goldberg, who can only fight for like 10 seconds at a time before needing a break. It's just, I mean, not a knock against Goldberg. The guy's 50 years old, and he wasn't even a good worker when he was younger. But it's just, I don't know. It just feels like a shame that the match for the Universal Championship, the flagship show's title, is going to be like a 2-minute squash match between two guys. It might last long. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to be good. I mean, I don't know how much Goldberg can work because he's not really worked that much. But I don't know. It just feels like it's going to be just like what he always does. He's going to come out, he's going to yell and sweat. One spear, one jackhammer, and it's over. It sounds like a pirate. I want Pirate Goldberg. It sounds like pirate. I don't know why that sounded like a pirate. One spear, one jackhammer, and it's all over. Then you clean me poop deck. But pirates aside, it just feels like a shame that the title is going to be thrown into this little squash match. But then again, WWE might throw a cog in the machine. It might be very interesting. I hope it is. But that's, I think, all I have to say about WrestleMania. Now you have all my completely puzzled thoughts, and now you could record it all together. You can just like put it all together and maybe get a little bit of just a little bit of the way my mind works and how it's thinking about WrestleMania. I know Ironic's is going to have a really bad time editing this. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for giving the time. And I hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania. I'm not saying WrestleMania is going to be bad. I'm saying I'm sure WrestleMania is going to be fun. It's WrestleMania after all. I just hope it really outdoes. I hope it's better than WrestleMania 32. That's all I'm saying. And I think with the matches that we have this year, it just might be fun. Plus, considering all the other celebrities and past superstars are going to show up, it's going to be a very fun night. Remember that WrestleMania is going to be showing in Vox. If you want any details, you can ask anybody in the group. You can ask Ironics, you can ask different people. And for you who don't know, there's a wrestling group in Lebanon. You can join it. Facebook page. Go. Join it. Talk. Go to Vox. Go to the gatherings. Meet everyone except for me. I'm not living in Lebanon. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. And enjoy WrestleMania. It's going to be a thrill ride. The greatest thrill ride of all time. Maybe not the greatest, but it's going to be an awesome thrill ride. Bye-bye.